The FBI has officially entered the chat, and the WNBA's carefully curated image is currently in freefall. This is no longer just about a missed foul or a heated post-game press conference. By the 10-second mark of that now-deleted Instagram live from the Indiana locker room, the receipts were already being screenshotted by federal investigators because what was caught in the background wasn't just locker room talk. It was evidence of a financial conspiracy that connects the 2026 collective bargaining agreement strike to the private funding of the unrivaled 3-on-3 league. The league office is working overtime to scrub these digital footprints, but we have archived every single deleted thread and encrypted message. If you want the raw evidence before the lawyers force it offline, you need to join this investigation right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because once the gag orders are served, this information becomes a ghost. The tension started as a flicker during the 2026 season opener when the tunnel walks looked less like a fashion show and more like a funeral procession. Diana Taurasi walked past Caitlin Clark without so much as a glance, a cold shoulder that was felt across the entire arena. But it wasn't just veteran ego this time. The FBI is reportedly looking into the Vault, a nickname players have given to a series of offshore accounts allegedly used to bypass the hard salary cap established in the newest CBA. When the players threatened to strike in early 2026, the league's response was a series of marketing-only contracts that the federal government now suspects are a front for illegal revenue sharing. On her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, Angel Reese dropped a massive clue that the feds likely used as their North Star. She mentioned that some players were getting different types of envelopes than others, specifically referencing the disparity between the new wave marketing machine and the old guard's legacy payments. This isn't just a beef over playing time, it is a war over the literal soul and bank account of women's basketball. The FBI's interest was piqued when a high-ranking league official's laptop was allegedly compromised, revealing a list of unrivaled league stars that were promised to players in exchange for ending the 2026 strike early. This suggests that the unrivaled league, which was supposed to be a player-led alternative, might actually be a shadow arm of the WNBA used to circumvent federal labor laws. To understand why the FBI is knocking on the doors of the WNBPA, we have to go back to the 2024 NCAA Championship. The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was the catalyst that brought in the money, but it also brought the scrutiny. When Paige Bakers entered the league and immediately signed a record-breaking deal that surpassed what vets like Brittany Griner were making after a decade of service, the locker room became a powder keg. The old guard, led by Taurasi and Griner, viewed these incoming rookies not as peers, but as products. On the podcast A Touch More with Sue Bird, the conversation turned towards the manufactured nature of modern stardom. Bird alluded to the fact that the league's growth wasn't just organic, but heavily subsidized by venture capital firms that have ties to federal lobbying groups. This is where the basketball ends and the investigation begins. During a July 2026 game between the Phoenix Mercury and the Indiana Fever, the physicality reached a level that many observers called extortionate. This wasn't just about hard screens or boxing out, it was a message. Sources close to the Mercury locker room suggest that the veterans had learned about a secret bonus structure given to the 2024 draft class that wasn't disclosed to the union. Every hard foul delivered to Clark or Bakers was a protest against a two-tiered system where the face of the league gets private jet travel while the backbone of the league is still fighting for basic medical retirement benefits. The FBI is currently interviewing 3 anonymous whistleblowers who claim that the league's equity program is actually a money laundering scheme designed to keep the most popular players from defecting to European leagues. The digital forensics of this scandal are staggering. We tracked the social media activity of 5 different team governors during the height of the strike negotiations. In a series of accentual likes on X, formerly known as Twitter, one governor appeared to confirm that the unrivaled league draft was rigged to ensure that Clark and Reese were on the same Miami-based team to maximize television ratings. If the FBI can prove that a supposedly independent league is being used to fix player placement and salary structures, the WNBA could face a RICO investigation. This goes beyond the jealousy narrative the media loves to push. This is about the fundamental legality of how the WNBA operates in a post-boom economy. In the 2026 All-Star locker room, the body language was telling. While the cameras were rolling for the behind-the-scenes fluff pieces, the players were reportedly divided into two distinct camps. The new wave sat in one corner, focused on their phones and their individual brand managers, while the old guard stood by the door, refusing to engage. When the FBI agent showed up at the league headquarters in New York later that week, the first people they asked for were the communications directors, who handled the player-led social media initiatives. They suspect that the league has been using AI-driven bot farms to inflate the engagement metrics of certain players to justify their secret offshore bonuses. The stakes reached an all-time high when the 2026 CBA strike actually happened. For 48 hours, the league was dark. No practices, no media, no games. During that window, a series of encrypted messages between the Unrivaled board of directors and the WNBA commissioner's office was leaked to a prominent sports journalist. These messages, which we have reviewed, suggest that the strike was actually a coordinated lockout designed to force the veteran players into accepting lower retirement contributions. The FBI is investigating whether this constitutes bad faith bargaining and wire fraud. When you see Diana Taurasi giving a no comment to the press with a smirk on her face, she's not just being difficult, she's likely following the advice of a high-priced defense attorney. The physicality on the court is the only way these women can express their rage without breaking their NDAs. Every accidental elbow is a redacted sentence from a legal brief. When Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark had their infamous mid-court confrontation during the 2026 Commissioner's Cup, the mics picked up something the broadcast tried to mute. Reese didn't talk about the play, she talked about the checks. She reportedly told Clark that the feds are coming for your bag, a direct reference to the investigation into the new wave's endorsements. This isn't just a rivalry, it's a desperate scramble for survival as the federal government prepares to unseal indictments that could implicate some of the biggest names in the sport. As we look at the rosters for the upcoming Unrivaled season, the professional stakes become clear. The players who stayed loyal to the league's narrative during the strike have been rewarded with ownership stakes in these new teams. The players who spoke out, the troublemakers like those in the Atlanta and Chicago locker rooms, have been conspicuously left off the list. The FBI is looking into whether these ownership stakes are being used as illegal inducements to break the union. This is a classic divide and conquer strategy, but this time the feds are watching the scoreboard. The most damning piece of evidence comes from a 2026 tunnel walk where a prominent rookie was seen carrying a bag that was later identified as a gift from a league sponsor that wasn't listed on her official disclosure forms. In the world of federal investigations, these small details are the threads that unravel the entire sweater. The culture war isn't just about who was better at basketball, it's about who was being paid under the table to pretend that the league is more stable than it actually is. The old guard is bitter because they built the house, but the new wave is getting the keys and the deed through a series of backroom deals that the FBI is about to expose. We have to consider the role of the 3-on-3 league, Unrivaled, as the ultimate smokescreen. It was marketed as a way for players to stay home in the winter, but federal investigators suspect it's a vessel for dark money from international betting syndicates. If the WNBA players are being paid by the same entities that are taking bets on their games, we are looking at the biggest point-shaving scandal in the history of professional sports. This would explain why the FBI's Sports Integrity Unit is lead on the case. The messages sent from the locker room aren't just about disrespect, they're about warnings. The investigation is moving fast. Last night, 3 more players deleted their entire Instagram histories, and the league commissioner canceled a scheduled appearance on a major sports network. The smoking gun is no longer a single quote or a single foul. It's a massive, interconnected web of financial deception that uses the popularity of players like Clark, Reese, and Bakers as a shield. But the shield is cracking. The FBI doesn't care about the old guard versus the new guard. They care about the ledger, and according to our sources, the ledger doesn't balance. In the coming weeks, expect to see more injury reports for players who are actually being deposed by federal grand juries. The 2026 season will not be remembered for who won the championship, but for who managed to stay out of a courtroom. The prestige reality drama of the WNBA has turned into a high-stakes legal thriller, and the final act is just beginning. The jealousy that the media keeps talking about is actually fear. Fear that the money is going to dry up once the FBI reveals how it was actually being made. This investigation is the result of months of tracking flight paths, analyzing deleted social media metadata, and speaking with disgruntled former league employees. The WNBA is at a breaking point, and the only question left is who will be left standing when the dust clears. Is the league office protected? Are the new wave stars too big to fail? Or is the old guard finally going to get their revenge by burning the whole thing down? We are following every lead, from the post-moves with Candace Parker episode where she hinted at financial irregularities, to the secret meetings taking place in the Hamptons between league owners and offshore bank representatives. This isn't just basketball spilled, this is a federal case. The receipts are here. The evidence is mounting, and the WNBA will never be the same. The league is trying to keep this timeline quiet, but we're tracking every movement. The next chapter of this investigation involves the unrivaled league's secret backers and a series of charity foundations that are reportedly being used to funnel cash to players' family members. We will be dropping that deep dive in 48 hours. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the moment the next domino falls. The investigation is just getting started, and the receipts don't lie. If you thought the 2024 season was wild, the 2026 fallout is going to redefine everything you thought you knew about professional women's sports. The WNBA soap opera has officially become a crime drama. Keep your eyes on the tunnel walks, listen closely to the podcasts, and watch the foul line. The messages are being sent, and we're the only ones translating them. This is the investigation the league tried to kill, but the truth always finds a way out. Stay tuned for our next update, where we break down the secret blackout meetings that took place during the CBA strike and identify the 3 superstars who have reportedly already signed cooperation agreements with the FBI. The league is currently a house of cards, and the wind is starting to blow. This is the end of the line for the old guard and a dangerous new beginning for the new wave. We'll see you in the next investigation.